Hey, welcome to episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Doing another beer that I got on 𝓑𝓻𝓮. Pretty special beer from Equilibrium Brewery. Before and after Riwaka. 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓻𝓲 farmhouse ale, dry hop with Riwaka. 6% ABV. It's in that fancy bottle. It does say 10/21 on it, which I don't know if that means October 21st last year or October of 2021. Yeah, I checked my Untapped and it didn't say what year this was bottled or whatever, or at least I don't know, but it's possible this is a very old bottle, but they would have cellared it on purpose. So let's give this thing a smell. Classic Brett kind of farmhouse character, but also the Riwaka dry hops are giving this kind of juiciness. Yeah, I would call it very peachy, pineapple-y, mango. Yeah, stone fruit, but at the same time, there's also, I can tell there's a lactic acidity in there as well, just off the nose. Green fruit as well, I'd probably say, like kind of like green grape, green pear, which is pretty normal with wild ales. So like basically, so the 𝓑𝓻𝓮 thing is like where you take old beer and kind of swap it out with new beer, like in the barrel. I don't know, but it's hard. It's a long story. Let's get into the beer. We can talk about that later. Cheers. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a dry hopped American wild ale before. Because to me, this is drinking, like they're calling this a farmhouse ale. To me, it's more of a American wild ale than like a real saison. In fact, I think the base brew on this is actually an IPA, like a Belgian IPA. And, then they age in foeders and then they dry hop it. So, dry hopping is not something that you normally do with wild beers. So, like, with Brett beers, there's like a natural kind of pineapple character to them and a fruity character to them. And I think with using Riwaka hops, which are a New Zealand variety, usually they're in a lot of hazies, Equilibrium. They know a thing or two about making hazy beers. So it's interesting to have that used in a wild beer. This is really, really drinkable. Wow. I'd actually call it kind of refreshing, at least while it's on the mouth. This is only 6% ABV, so it's not like some super, strong imperial beer. Although, I mean, I wouldn't complain if they had like a double version of this that was like 12%. But yeah. So probably more of this, like I said, this is more funky than it is sour. It's like hardly even sour. I mean, it's definitely noticeable sour. There's a little bit of acidity there, but it's like really clean. But like it's just, to me, the Brett and the hops are like doing all the heavy lifting here. There is I think that the tartness from the Brett and just like the natural kind of wood aging, so like there's. Look, yeah, the Brett character, the woodiness. I'm call it like slightly tannic. It's only slightly tannic, not intensely tannic like a lot of ciders or a lot of wines for that matter. That's doing all the balancing here. Even though they dry hopped it with Riwaka and you're getting a hoppy flavor, there's no real hop bitterness here. In fact, I'd probably say there's like none. Really, really drinkable. This is not super strong, 6% ABV. I mean, it actually feels like it's a stronger beer to me, or at least as far as like the flavor intensity. Mouthfeel is fairly light. I probably put about medium, maybe, yeah, medium. But the carbonation is fairly low. Usually a lot of these wild beers are really effervescent, but by the way, I forgot to mention, like, beautiful honey color on here, and it actually did get a bit of a foam to it when I poured it. How did I forget to talk about the appearance? Yeah, I don't know if I would say this is the best wild ale I've ever had, but I would say it's definitely one of the most interesting. So before we get to the score, gotta plug 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓀. That should be my motto. Before we get to the score, we gotta plug 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓀. This is like $11 on there, which I thought was a great deal because usually American wild ales, even, I've seen even bottles like this go for like $35 just for one 12-ounce. Or I believe this is 375 ml, but only $11 on 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓀. So if you want to sign up 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓀, use my link. They get you $10 off. and me $10 off. All right, so my score for the before and after Riwaka. I really like it. It's like I said, not the best wild I've ever had, but it's really interesting. I wish it was a bigger bottle. I want more of this. That being said, I'm not going to give it my full highest score. I'm going to go solid, or enthusiastic 9 out of 10 for the before and after Riwaka. My only complaint, I don't really have a complaint other than, I would kind of prefer it to be actually a little bit more sour. But other than that, it's like a really solid wild ale, and the addition of the dry hopping is a really interesting variation. All right, so if you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for Tuesday Night Beer School. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.